So we're going to be rounding, and we'll be rounding to the nearest thousand. And just to answer the question, I mean, why bother rounding at all? Well, really, it's just a way of getting into a ballpark figure rather than getting an exact figure. Oftentimes we don't really need to know the exact number. We just need to know ballpark. So yeah, this whole process is going from the exact to the general, if you like. Okay, so we'll be going through these 5 questions here. 5 questions, one by one, and we'll see how we go. Before I carry on though, just a quick reminder, look, there are lots of other videos on this channel for rounding, rounding to the nearest 10, rounding to the nearest 100, and rounding decimals as well. And you can also go to my website, www.learnersgrid.com, and you can find some work solution videos, some other activities, worksheets, whatever, to help you practice even more and become an absolute expert at rounding. Okay, so let's get on with it. The first question is rounding 408 to the nearest 1,000. So let's write out 408 for a start off and see what we have. Great. So what we need to do with this question is we need to find the place value that we're dealing with, which is thousands. So here we have the units, here we have the tens, here we have the hundreds, and the thousands would be here, but we haven't got anything in there. So best way to look at this is consider something like a number line. And I'm going to put in here, let's have a look from, this is not even up to 1,000. So if I think of thousands, how does that look? I'm counting in thousands. I'd go 1,000, I'd go 2,000, I'd go 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, and so on. So 408 isn't even up to here. So it's in here somewhere, isn't it? It's before 1,000. So I'm going to go from 0 to 1,000. 500 is halfway. And 400, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So 400 is here. So that means 408 is about there. So it's about there. So it isn't even over halfway. So it's closer to 0, isn't it? It's closer to 0. It certainly is not closer to 1,000. That is a long way away as compared to 408 to 0. So the answer in this case happens to be 0. It's closer to 0 than anything else. Certainly closer to 0 than 1,000. So, tricky one to start with. Let's take a look at question B. Okay, question B is 944. Okay, so let's write that down. 944. Let's identify our place values. So we got the units, we got the tens, we got the hundreds, and again, we don't have thousands. Okay, now again, 944 is somewhere here, right? It's before 1,000. So I'll do the same thing I did last time. Do a little bit of a number line, 0 up to 1,000. 500 is halfway. 944, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 944 has got to be up here somewhere, which means it's super close to 1,000. It's over 500. It's close to 1,000. Therefore, in this case, it is close to 1,000. So the answer happens to be 1,000. So it's closest to 1,000. It's not close to 0 at all in this case. Okay, so that's B. Again, another nice little tricky one. Let's have a look at question C. So for C, we are rounding, I'll write this out here, we are rounding, what is it, 25,584. So where is the thousands? So we got units, tens, hundreds, thousands. Here it is. So now this becomes our target digit. And we look to see what to do with that digit. One place value to the right, which in this case is the hundreds. This becomes our indicator digit. Okay, it's one place value smaller. So the rule tends to be this: 0 to 4, it's small, and 5 to 9, I think of as big. If the indicator digit is from 0 to 4, 0 it's small, that would mean that the target digit does not change. If the indicated digit is from 5 to 9, we consider it big, and that means that the target digit goes up by a value of 1. So in this particular case, what happens? Well, we see that the indicated digit is a 5, so that's big. So this 5 can't stay a 5, it goes up to a 6. Once we've done that, every other digit has to be a 0. So I round it all off, and the answer now becomes 26,000 even. And that's how you round off these larger numbers. So let's have a look at question D. Here we're being asked to round this number. So what is it? 6,490 to the nearest thousand. So yes, let's go and find where the thousands are. So units, tens, hundreds, and here's the thousands right here. So that means that this digit here becomes our target digit. We go to the place value, one place to the right. That's our indicated digit. It's a 4, and a 4 is small, so this 6 can stay a 6. Now that we've finished that consideration, everything else has to become 0. So the answer is 6,000. Now I just want to show you one more thing. 6,490, 6,000. Let me just do this. Let me just take that away here, and I can do, let's say, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. Okay, so where does 6,490 come? It comes in here somewhere. It's above 6 but below 7, right? So it's in there. So that would be 6,000. That would be 7,000. Here halfway is 6,500. 6,490 is here-ish, somewhere in there. And you can see it's closer to 6 than it is to 7, which is why we've said it's 6,000. Okay, so you can see there's one more to do, and it's question E. And yes, it is a little bit interesting. Yes, so question E reads, round, what is it, 0 to the nearest thousand? So I put 0 down, and I'm immediately stuck because there's nothing there. But if I think of my counting, right, in thousands, I'll go 1,000, go 2,000, and so on. And 0 is obviously before 1,000. So I think of my number line, 0, 1,000, here's 500. Where is 0? Well, it's right here. It's closest to 0. It's nowhere near 1,000. So round 0 to the nearest 1,000, yeah, that's going to be 0. If we had something a little bit similar, but not 0, let me just do another one here. Round, let's say, let's say 7 to the nearest 1,000, right? Well, again, same kind of deal, really. You've got 0, you've got 1,000, you've got 500 here. 7 is way down here somewhere, right next to 0. So that also would be rounded to the nearest 1,000 would be 0. There are no thousands, 0 thousands. That's how you do it. All done.